Alright guys, so we went out and tested this thing. It works great, and we have all the files uploaded on Cults 3D. So let me go through it real quick, and what the initial problem was, and why we did this. So whenever you use commercial grabbers, they are not meant for extremely hard duty all the time, and they're really not built to last in general. So what you have on this one is it will break right here where the handle is. So it'll break right there where that wire is, guaranteed. For me, after about a month's use, it's gone. And your option is to really throw it away. What I ended up doing on the first version of my grabber was I took the extruded aluminum rod and I built a handle and I built my own grabber, just like so. The problem was that on this grabber, I'm using a gear system. When you get sand in those gears, it wears down and you can't squeeze tight enough to grab, say, paper or flat cards or anything like that. And as it does that, and you're squeezing tighter and tighter and tighter, you have a breakage right here. I mean, true, you can print these three components, and you can print the whole thing and repair it easy enough, but I wanted one that would last longer. So instead of the gearing, what we went to was a simple lever mechanism. You can see inside here, there's no gears. It's got a simple lever in there. So we made the version 3. Now, as I said, lever inside, so no gears. And then we got rid of the TPU on the front that you see on the original one here. This TPU was to simulate the silicone that we see on the commercial grade to help pick up bottles. It didn't work all that well. It did work, but not super great. So we made a mold, and we made these out of silicone. These work awesome. Here on the front of this grabber, you see this little black thing. That's an Insta360 Go mount. If you go to print this, you don't have to make this plate with that mount on it. You can just make the red piece twice, and it does the exact same job. And if you're going to use this for a little monopod like I do on occasion, then go ahead. But it'll only fit the Go. You'll have to make special adapters for like a GoPro or something like that if you want to. As we look at the handle, we made a bunch of upgrades to the handle. Go through it here right quick. The first one, and most noticeable one, is on the old handle. This large part was printed in 2 pieces, and then you glue those together using the screws for alignment. On the new one, the red part is a single component, and then your handle is screwed onto that, so you can make different handles if you want. You can make, tall or skinny or whatever kind of handle you want. You just screw it back onto the red. The next thing is that because we seem to break this piece a lot on this old one, and we had to pull off this component to get to that, what we did on this one here is we put a little door right here. I know it's the same color and kind of hard to see, but there's a little door right there. So you pull those 2 screws out, you pull this cover plate off, and this black piece pops right out, and you can change it out and you'll be good to go in, say, 5 minutes or so. So now to the nitty gritty. All of these files are going to be on the Cults 3D page, and I'll put a link in this video description. We have the PDF drawings that have the assembly bombs and everything. If you want to build one of these, you've got all the part list, all the different components. We also have the models and the bombs and the PDF to make the mold to make this component, as well as a reference to what material I used, although you don't have to use the same material. We're including the mounting options to either use this RMS aluminum that I used originally. You can use a 1/2-inch aluminum bar that you get from Home Depot or Lowe's, or if you want, you can do what my new one uses, which is this carbon fiber, which I personally like. I really like the look of it. Anyway, on the Cults 3D page, you'll find the PDFs for this. You will find the STL files for all of the components needed to make it. You will also find, more importantly, the step files for every component. That way you can go in there and modify it in any way you want. You know, make the spring bigger or make the make this longer, or anything you want to do. Make different handles for it. I mean, that's totally up to you guys. I have as well included the Dxf file for this part here. Now, I had these made of stainless steel. The plastic ones would probably hold up just fine, but I'm giving y'all the option. I got the Dxf in there, so if you want to have them cut somewhere out of aluminum or stainless, you definitely can. And then we have a simple drawing that just shows some of the dimensions for the handle piece, so you can make the handles for it. But there you go, guys. That is the version 3 grabber. I hope that y'all get some use out of that. It's not free on the Cults 3D. I have it on there for, I think, $31.65, so I get 25 bucks off of that, and I use that money to support my litter buggy project. So there you go. I hope some people use this thing.